Hi, my name is Sherry Manley, and this is my Family 498R internship presentation. So, where did I find my internship? Actually, my husband found my internship for me, so I really lucked out on that end. But my suggestions to anybody looking for an internship would be to talk to family, talk to friends, and specifically to your instructors. They want you to be successful, and they were really able to give me lots of suggestions even before my husband found this internship for me. So I would suggest talking with them. Like I said, they want you to be successful, and so they have lots of experience with it and are going to point you into the right direction. So I did my internship at Sante of Surprise, and Sante is a short-term rehab facility for the geriatric population. Usually our guests have come to us directly from the hospital from like a hip surgery or a knee replacement, something like that. So at Sante, I worked in guest activities and in social work. When I worked in the activities department, I did initial interviews with the guests when they came into the facility. Those initial interviews dealt a little bit with getting to know them, their religious preferences, if they liked animals, things they like to do, hobbies and such like that. There was also a little piece that was a cognitive assessment that I really enjoyed. We did a little what I called my non-scientific memory test for them, which was always kind of fun. Everybody, the minute you say memory test, they kind of go into a panic mode, but it was really not a big deal, and they tended to think it was pretty funny. And I also helped to carry out and plan activities for socialization with the guests. In the social work department, I helped families find long-term and short-term care for their loved ones when they were unable to return to home, whether that was from an illness, from diminished capacity, or kind of whatever that was. We were able to work directly with the families to help them make that kind of hard decision and to find the place that would really best suit their needs as well as the needs of their loved one. We also helped to determine if the guest needed a psych evaluation. Often when people go through hard times physically or medically, they suffer from depression and things like that. And so it was important to keep a close eye on patients that came in that were sad and kind of isolated themselves from the rest of the guests so that we could help and facilitate getting them some counseling or something like that if that was what was appropriate for them. The part of the social work aspect that I loved the most was really advocating for the guests with the medical staff. Quite often we would run into patients that didn't feel like the nurse or their aide were listening to them, and we would be there to go kind of be the in-between, to go to the nurse or go to the aide and say, hey, this is what they're saying, this is what's important to them, this is what they need, how can we facilitate that? I really loved that. I felt kind of like the nurses would see me coming and want to run, but I kind of took that actually as a good thing because that meant that I was advocating for the guest, and really that would be my point in being there in the social work aspect, would be to be there for the guest, and I really, really loved that part of it. So the benefit to the facilities, obviously in the activities department, I would help conduct those interviews and make sure it was done in a timely manner, help planning and carrying out the activities, and I really helped them to get caught up. There was a bit of a backlog when I started, and we were caught right up when I left 8 weeks later. Social work was kind of the same thing. I really helped with paperwork. I helped with all the little miscellaneous stuff, calling facilities, helping to get them set up for the guests, really discussing with the guest options for care once they left Sante, things like that, really allowing the social worker and the activities department to handle other things, which was really important as well. So how did I benefit personally? I gained a lot of confidence being there. I hadn't worked outside of the home really much since I had my kids, and so it was great to get out and kind of feel like, yeah, I'm smart and I figured this out, and the things that I've learned in the last couple of years at school are really important and I can put them into play here. So that was really great. I gained a huge amount of knowledge about the geriatric population, which was something I didn't have before. I think I gained and kind of refined that ability to think on my feet when handling concerns. When really advocating for the guests, it's important to be able to do that. And I feel really confident in doing that. And like I said, the experience advocating is something that I hadn't really done much of beforehand. And so this I was doing on a daily basis and really loved it. It was my favorite part of my internship there. So connections to coursework, family stress and coping, family theories, and my family advocacy class are really the classes that came most into play with this particular situation. They helped me to understand what I was seeing in this particular population, what I could expect, and they gave me ideas for ways in which I could support and advocate for them. The stress and coping was really important, as well as advocacy, and I could see in the family theories, I was able to go back and think about the stages that these families were in and some of the things that are changing for them. And I can see kind of what's next, and it helped me to advocate in the right direction and to help provide the best coping and stress strategies that I had for them. So would I recommend this internship? Yes, definitely. If you enjoy the geriatric population and you feel passionate about advocating for them, this is a great place to learn. If helping those in a medical field standpoint is interesting to you, again, this is a great place. I learned so much about medical issues and things that I had never considered before. Now I'm a little bit more paranoid, but that's okay. I learned a ton. If you don't like this population, this obviously would not be a great place for you, but overall I would definitely recommend it. And that is all I have. If you have any information, or if you would like any information about Sante, you can look them up online. It's santeofsurprise.com. So it's SANTE of surprise.com. So good luck to you. Thanks. Bye-bye.